It shows you the edge of your own understanding. It shows you where the edge of your creative energy and your purpose is. This is actually where the unique novel ideas come from. Hey you guys, what's up? I've had analysis paralysis. I've been caught in this overthinking trap between what I'm meant to be doing and creating and what I think I'm meant to be doing and creating and what other people around me are doing and creating, and this like decision fatigue and ending up like not making anything. Figured out a way of thinking about things that helped me make this video. At least that's a start, right? And hopefully if this will help you like just create your next thing, the next thing you're actually supposed to make. I want to make valuable things that are valuable and things that are important to me. So I was trying to think about what exactly is value exactly. And to illustrate that, think about air and diamonds. There's this like air diamond problem that was brought up by Adam Smith in the, I don't know. Think about the fact that air is super valuable, right? Like if you just regular just like regular oxygen, if you don't have any for like a few minutes for too long, you'll die. Like it's very, very valuable. However, if you try to sell air, if you try to go to a market and say, hey, I have air for sale, and it's just regular air, people will just laugh at you and say, get out of here, because it's not valuable in that way. It doesn't cost anything. On the other hand, if you look at diamonds, which are basically useless, people literally die over diamonds. People pay thousands, hundreds and thousands of dollars for diamonds, but they're, except for some certain cases, to most people, diamonds are essentially useless. So this Adam Smith, he made the distinction in this types of value, which it helped me think about things, which was there's value in use, which is how useful something is, what you can actually use something for. And there's value in exchange, which is how much somebody will give you for that thing. Air has a very high value in use, a very high use value, but almost no exchange value, because obviously you need air, but you can't sell it, versus a diamond, which is basically useless, but if you happen to find a diamond, you can probably get like, who knows, tons of money for it. So why is this important as a creator making stuff? Well, for me, it helps me make ethical decisions and sustainable decisions about how I spend my time and what I'm thinking about and what I'm doing and what I'm making. Okay, so what about scarcity? Because I used to think that the more rare something is, the more valuable it is, right? Imagine a cow standing in the middle of a field eating grass. The cow doesn't have to go anywhere to eat the grass. It's already standing there, so it takes almost no energy to relieve the hunger that it feels. Therefore, it doesn't cost anything for that cow to receive sustenance. Now take another cow and it's a mile away, and this is the only field of grass around, anywhere around, and this proverbial cow is a mile away from this field, so it has to walk a mile to go eat. So that grass is more scarce. Does the fact that it has to spend more energy to get its same hunger fed mean that that grass is more valuable? Opinion, no. It's the same grass. It's the same grass. It's the same hunger. The grass isn't more valuable, it's just more scarce. It just costs more to obtain. So economics, this is called opportunity cost. This is what is factored into exchange value, because if it costs somebody something more to deliver something, then it's going to cost you more to buy it, of course. But it's not what creates value. So this is easy to imagine for physical stuff like cows and grass and diamonds and stuff, but what about information? Because our world is getting more and more informational and more digital, and information itself is just getting cheaper and just more commoditized by the day. I went looking for the purest definition of information, and there's this field of math, there's information theory, and Claude Shannon, he defined information as a reduction in uncertainty. That's basically it. Just how much unknowingness was reduced. Knowing the possibilities of what could possibly be true, which is reduction in uncertainty. Like as far as what's valuable and what's not. Well, if you take 7 random numbers, just seven random numbers, most likely that means nothing to you. But if you rearrange them to be the phone number of someone you really care about, you can have 2 pieces of information that have equal amounts of bits. Like they can be equal amount of information, same amount of numbers, but the configuration determines whether it means nothing or it means the world to you. Like you can learn about something that doesn't apply to you or that you don't care about, and so that information is not valuable to you, versus if you learn something valuable to you. Teach a man to fish, right? Like you could buy a fish for $10, but if you could learn to fish for $100, then that could be potentially way more valuable to you than having to buy fish for $10. Different elements. So where does value actually come from? Like what makes something actually valuable? And well, in terms of information, Howard Rafa and Robert Schlafer, they say information is only worth something if it changes what you do. The value of information is how much it actually affects your next move. That's not exchange value, that's use value. That's how information gets its use value. So exchange value is about what someone wants to give up for something. Use value is about what something does for you. So here's a way to look at value creation in another way. This isn't a real math, but it helps to illustrate the point. Value transferred, V, is the work that I already burned through, divided by effort, E, it now takes you to get to that same clarity. The harder I work to resolve a problem for you that you don't have to do, the more valuable the information or the thing is. That might just sound like a fancy way of saying solve problems for people, find a need and fill it, right? But looking at it this way, for me, it reveals that if W is just some fixed number, then the whole system, it crashes and it grinds towards zero. To me, that's the equivalent of surfing social media for inspiration or ideas, or consuming things that don't feed your soul, that drain your soul. It's the equivalent of doing things based on vanity metrics that I found myself getting I didn't mean to get into it, but I did. It happened. That's how you get swayed by every meme and everything that happens. It steals your energy and throws you off track. But there's a way to transform this equation so that you won't have that finite equation, and you can actually build a dynamo that can give you creative energy that keeps replenishing itself infinitely. So if you add P to the equation, so it's V equals W times P divided by E, or value equals work times passion divided by effort, then passion P is not where value comes from, but it's the multiplier in the work you're already doing. I define passion as a specific kind of dissatisfaction. It's the difference between how you see the world and where you feel like the world is at. It's the only reason that anything really true ever gets really made by anybody. And having a productive dissatisfaction, aka passion, it shows you the edge of your own understanding. It shows you where the edge of your creative energy and your purpose is. So if you run the numbers on that same equation, you do the same work, but grinding with it with no energy versus being genuinely into it. Passion could be the difference between barely being able to get up, and being able to actually make something take off. And I found for me that this is actually where the unique novel ideas come from. It comes from the passion, from the edge of the passion. That's where you find that's how I'm making this video. This video isn't something that I would have thought of making. It's something that I was moved to make. What does this mean for independent creators like you and me? Well, go find your real dissatisfaction. Go find your productive dissatisfaction. Find that dissatisfaction and start doing the work of resolving that dissatisfaction for yourself. That's where the value is. Because if you do that work, most likely that's where you'll find the people who need you. And if you want to know if something matters to you, and if you want to know if information is valuable to you, then just ask yourself, does this change my decision potential? Does this actually affect my next move, what I'm going to do next? And if you're trying to figure out what you should be making, the next thing you should make, passion is a direction. It's a pointer to where the edge of your dissatisfaction is, and where that dissatisfaction is still probably in somebody else too. At least for me, that's how I went from thinking about making videos to finally actually, for the first time in months, making a video that I actually feel pretty excited about. Even if this doesn't come out and be perfect, like, this is the first time in a while I've been actually like excited to make a video. If this helped, like, subscribe. Want some more energy, come hang out in the Discord. All right, peace.